their vehicles.
Now it looks like he just got off the 60 westbound here on the frontage road. Wilcox Avenue, that was the exit. Now making it right. And I said that it looked like a black Corvette. Now I'm getting a better look. It looks like a navy blue Corvette, if I'm not mistaken. So here we are, Wilcox Avenue and East Gleason Street, southwest San Gabriel Valley. Yes, it is an Elkhart blue C7 Corvette that CHP officers are trying to stop. Speeds now, thank goodness, in this seemingly residential area, this neighborhood here, have significantly dropped. So now we're in the 30s. So we were just at 140. It looks like, Tim, that this person is here for a reason. Now speeds are being picked up again. A lot of times when people are being chased by authorities, they go to neighborhoods that they are familiar with, and this might be the case, Tim.
That could be. And also you can notice that the CHP has turned off the night sun, so it is not lit up. Hopefully try to get this driver to stop and get out and run in a dark area. But they do have infrared cameras on board those helicopters that can keep track of that driver as he comes out. But yeah, zipping around the surface streets like this, you see right there the CHP helicopter going through the shot, the vehicles zipping around these neighborhoods is, just a recipe for disaster, especially at the speeds that he was putting on. But, it's they do go to ground where they feel familiar, and you see just cutting by that car going through the intersection, cross traffic here, cutting everybody off.
Yep.
Oh, my, yeah. Yeah, and now you have a unit behind him, so now they're starting to catch up, and you see the suspect's speed is picking up as well. So hopefully he catches more green lights than red lights. If not, it's going to be a pretty violent crash at the end. So now CHP units have caught up.
Yep, and there's another one waiting on the other end. This is what happens once you get onto surface streets. Thank goodness we see those speeds drop. It's still extremely dangerous because, as I say that, now we're back in the 80s. But nonetheless, this gives CHP officers a chance to catch up. That's what they were trying to do. They have caught up. We've seen at least 2 of those black and whites. It looks like he's now going to get back on the 60 westbound here. He saw that opening. He took it. I'm saying we don't know anything about the person behind the wheel. We also don't know if there is more than one person inside that vehicle. Very well could be. Always. I say it all the time when we cover these pursuits. Authorities always assume that whomever is inside is armed and dangerous. They have to, and you should too. If you see that pursuit coming up behind you, we learned tonight the best thing that you can do is to merge to your right. Of course, given the excessive speeds of this one, you just want to do your best to stay away from the car coming up behind you because you do not want to become a part of this story. Speeds now again, Tim, in the 130 mile per hour range. It is just unbelievable. It's 60 eastbound, according to our extreme nav technology, and East LA. So we just went from Baldwin Park. Now we're in East LA. We spent some time on the surface streets. And Tim, this is extremely dangerous.
Exactly. With these speeds like this, all it's going to take is a vehicle to make a lane change in front of it, or that gap that he shoots for goes away before he can get through it. It'll take him and put him out of control. Also, it strikes somebody else at a very high rate of speed. You realize these cars are going at 65, 70 miles an hour, but when you get hit by somebody going 120, it's just like they're going, that extra 60 miles an hour when they drive into you. And these Corvettes are very fast and very maneuverable. And, it's unknown what the driver's skill level is. Is he going to be able to keep up with the performance of this Corvette? Or is he just, on a joyride, never driven one before, and it gets away from him? We've seen that to where they get into a turn and just cannot keep track going through the turn because of the excessive speed. But luckily back up on the freeway and off the side streets, because this makes it a little bit less dangerous than it would be if he was doing these speeds down through intersections with cross traffic and rail slow traffic around him. But CHP right now, their big concern now is just staying with him with the helicopter, letting the ground units just continue into the area following from behind. And then, as we spoke last night, CHP works out of different jurisdictions. They have their offices and their area of responsibility, and now he's coming into the downtown area, and this will be handed over either to the East LA station or office, or the downtown LA office as he rolls in, coming up on the 10 freeway here as he comes through the 60 freeway westbound. So they're just radioing ahead. Units are sitting there waiting for him to come through, or the driver to come through, and then they'll pick it up as it comes into their area of responsibility.
Okay, so we're seeing this with the interchanges here. You make a good point that it is, you know, little less dangerous on the freeways, so that he's not blowing through all those intersections, which we saw. But, you know, nonetheless, given that, Tim, it's 11:15 at night, there's quite a bit of traffic compared to 24 hours ago when we had that big rig on the 5. There weren't this many vehicles at the time. So Thursday night, there's plenty of people out and about. Whoa, my goodness. This is so scary, weaving in and out of these drivers. This is 10 westbound now, just through downtown Los Angeles. So, of course, there's going to be more traffic here. And this, Tim, when you are CHP, and that's the thing, I'm noticing that there isn't that night sun. You flew for years in a helicopter. You piloted this. This is what you did for a living. Take us through the pilot's mind and on the ground, what ground units are going through right now.
Well, there's usually 2 crew members in a law enforcement helicopter. The pilot, he flies and keeps the aircraft safe, keeps it with the vehicle on the ground, keeps his observer in position to where they can see it and call it. And then the tactical flight officer or observer is doing all the radio calls and calling the directions, the movements, and also any cross traffic ahead if they're down on surface streets. And at this point, he more than likely has turned off the night sun, trying to encourage this person to slow down, because with that night sun, it also has a problem with encouraging or making them run harder, even though there's no police cars behind. So one of the things they'll do is turn off that night sun.
Sorry, I just want to pay attention to that while you're talking. I mean, we love the color that you provide us, but it's something else. We have not been over a pursuit of this magnitude in terms of speed in a long, long time. I mean, then again, I don't know if we've ever covered one with a sort of race car style car. I mean, I know a Corvette isn't, but it has the power to go that fast. So now here we are looking. Is that it right there? Yeah, just it looked like we lost it for a second, but it's hard to lose given how fast it's going. We can keep a pretty close eye on this one. So this is a Corvette for folks who are just joining us. You're watching Good Night LA, and last night at this time we were covering a stolen big rig pursuit that ended in Rancho Cucamonga, and tonight we are in the downtown Los Angeles area, University Park near USC, 10 westbound with a failure to yield. That's what started this. It seems pretty simple. This car would not pull over. It's a Corvette, a blue Corvette. This is really dangerous. Looks like we're getting off here. Let's see what's going on. We have Tim Lynn, former police officer, helicopter pilot. He did this for a living, and he's on the line with us as we watch this pursuit, very dangerous, high-speed pursuit, play out before our eyes. Just took, Tim, the Normandy exit under the underpass here, and it looks like he's going to get right back on. This is sort of the behavior that we see when we cover these pursuits on and off freeways.
Yeah, they'll do that trying to get away from the pursuing units. And right now, he did that exact same thing when he got out into Rancho Cucamonga. He went out very high rates of speed eastbound, 210, made the U-turn at Archibald and came back. And now you see he got off at Normandy, made the U-turn going the other way. So it's 2 things that he's trying to do. He's trying to get away, but also he's trying to go back to area that's familiar, because what they try to do is get to a place where there's a safe zone for them, to where they can bail out 2 or 3 blocks away from a friendly house and then run through the yards and over fences and get to that friendly house and get inside without being seen, hoping that the area unit doesn't pick up on them doing that. But as I was explaining, that night sun being off doesn't mean they're not watching that vehicle with technology. More than likely, they're locked on with the infrared camera that's on board that CHP helicopter, to where they can see where he or she runs as they continue out of the vehicle. But right now it looks like we're pretty well set staying on the freeways. This might be the 110 freeway is coming on up right now as they come making that right-hand bend. Yeah, it looks like it to me that they're going to make their way around here and maybe getting off as well.
Looks like.
So we'll see.
Yep, looks like they are getting off.
Coliseum. Yes.
Yep, right down by the Coliseum. So here we are making a left turn. We'll see what move this suspect does next. Heading back on the frontage road here. Tim, this is a good reminder to talk to our viewers about, you know, when this comes to an end, and if this, we see the foot bales all the time, and people are curious, they come out of your house. You can't blame them, but at the same time, as you said last night, that is the absolute worst thing that you can do. I mean, there could be people who are coming home from a night out or getting off work right now, and we've seen suspects carjack other innocent people to get away from authorities. Do not come out of your house. Lock your doors, lock your windows, because obviously we're dealing with somebody who is extremely dangerous given just the way that they're handling this Corvette right now at 11:20 on this Thursday night. And looks like we're going the wrong way, Tim.
Wrong way.
Oh,
Wrong way,
my goodness. This is on Grand Avenue.
Yeah, it's you know, he's going to be going along at a high rate of speed with somebody coming the other way, not paying attention, and then, you know, through intersections. But unfortunately, we're getting blocked by the buildings. But here's more vehicles coming south, zipping right by them. As he comes up here, he's going to make that southbound turn. So, yeah, this guy is going for broke on this thing, and it's just a matter of time.
There's the black and white
right there. That's LAPD with the two white doors, so you know that's who they are. Anyway, so it's going to work its way down now. The problem we're going to have with the helicopter is it's getting into the LAX airspace. And it's, oh my
gosh, wrong side, just trying to do anything to get away from authorities. In the meantime, putting so many other innocent drivers in danger. So now we're on Main Street. Speeds right now in the 40s, but when going down Grand the wrong way, speeds were in the 70s. So this is so extremely dangerous. Cannot stress that enough. If you know anybody out in downtown Los Angeles, please let them know that this is happening. We bring this to you because of public safety. It is your safety that we are most concerned about, and it's also the safety of officers, and that's why they have to decide. Tim, you can talk more about that, on why they have to sort of go in this tracking mode, because it is so dangerous.
Yeah, right. It gets to a point where it's going so fast that you're putting the officers behind in danger, trying to keep up. He's gone through intersections and gone through traffic on the freeway and basically scattering the cars as he goes through. And all of a sudden you have, you know, 4 or 5 police cars coming up. So what they do, they try to reduce the liability, reduce the risk to the officers, because there's no sense staying on him at real tight as long as he has the helicopter over here, keep an eye on him. So just now it's just a perimeter type thing where they're staying close by the area to be ready to go once he gets out on foot, but also trying to protect the drivers on the street by not having so many cars going so fast. But right now, it looks like to me he's searching for an area.
Now he's doing a little U-turn here, maybe?
Trying to get back to the freeway. I would have guessed here. He's working his way around, trying to figure out how to get back and kind of working around stop traffic. And you'll probably see him get back up on the freeway here in a second as he works his way back, now turning northbound here back towards, I believe, the 10 freeway. He's pretty close to. Okay,
so we're West 6th Street, Olive Street. This is really just the heart of downtown Los Angeles. Just given the nature of it, you know, I mean, obviously I've driven downtown a lot, and it doesn't seem like this person is all that familiar with downtown. I mean, given that, you know, he's not, or she, whomever's behind the wheel, is not making these exact turns, not really knowing, and I'm sure that's just the nature of trying to elude authorities as well, but nonetheless, sort of not really doing anything clearly is what I'm trying to say. At this point, to me, it doesn't seem that they have a destination in mind.
Well, you know, you never know where they're trying to get to or what they're doing, like with the big rig last night, starting off in Bakersfield and ended up in Rancho Cucamonga. But this guy here just, now another wrong way.
Oh, my gosh, close call. Literally weave through, may have hit one of those vehicles. I couldn't tell.
He may have clipped him going through there, but man, he really got on the gas coming there because you saw the fishtail come off. But he's still going the wrong way here, coming up on traffic. So right now, it's you know, it's anybody's guess what's going to happen with this pursuit as he continues through the downtown area, which is very difficult in helicopters to use or work in this area because of the tall buildings that are here. But SkyFOX doing a great job staying over this and keeping the camera on this car as it comes around. But the problem, he comes to a stop on the backside of that building.
Yep. Then we figure out SkyFOX doing its best. Is that it right there? It looks like it is. Does that? Yep. Yep, it is. Okay, so here we are, West 5th Street and Flower Street, downtown LA. This is a Corvette, folks. If you're just joining us, this is a high-speed pursuit, maybe not all that high speed right this minute, but at times 140 miles per hour. We've seen this driver go the wrong way down surface streets. That's the U.S. Bank building, of course, right there in the now sort of foreground. Very dangerous pursuit that we've been on the freeways and now on surface streets. We're in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. Been here for about maybe 5 minutes at this point, just sort of winding its way around the downtown streets. Tim, what's your take on where are officers right now? I mean, this seems to be right now the moment that officers should be closing in on this suspect.